Hello city builders, welcome back to another entry in this video journal series, Nouveau Springs in the Azure Gulf Sunset Harbor map. Last week we wrapped up several episodes that were devoted to neighborhood building and beautification over on this end of the city. And this week we're going to pivot into infrastructure and industry building. I don't know how many videos this will take, but I have a whole lot of work that I want to do over on this end of the city, developing oil, ore, and unique factories. But before I do that, I want to give a quick tour of some of what's gone on off camera. I actually discovered that I did have some nice flora in my subscribed items from the workshop, and I found some additional items as well. So I've been able to add in some floral arrangements or floral components to this garden here. And pretty much what's going on here is trying to get a sense of what are the opposing colors, the complementary colors from the color wheel, since I'm really new to all of color theory. So purple and blue balanced by yellow and yellow-orange over here, using white and pink decals as a base, and then white. I think these are just floral bushes. I don't recall if they have an actual specific name in the workshop. Some of these are tulips in here, and then accenting with the red because it complements the green. So that's what's going on here in these floral arrangements, or I don't know, flower patches. I don't know what you would call them. Settings, presentations. I just wanted to try to add a little bit of extra color in. So that's what's going on there in the park, and that's happened over here on this side as well. Same basic idea. Although over here we were starting with yellow and green. So there's a little bit more red in these. Oh, so over here I just added a little bit more on the ground to complement all these purple trees that were standing all by themselves. So some yellow bushes, tulips in the planter encircling the tree here, and then some red rose bushes. And then slightly similar over here with actually more white decal of flowers on the grass to help pull everything together, and then some red flower bushes in here. So that's that park, and I think that improves what's going on in there. So separately from the first park, I did some work on this little island here. There was a post about the Øresund bridge that connects Sweden and Denmark that I saw in one of the City Skylines Facebook groups, actually, that I'm in, that just kind of made me think that would be such a cool concept to try to apply in here. So there's a suburb over here where I've added a little tunnel to enhance connectivity, brought a tunnel through, and it's peeking up out of the island in the center here and making a nice little bridge over here. And then I had to add, now I wasn't reading my own work very well. I didn't realize that this bridge here extended over here, but it's never a bad thing to have too many connections. So there's a parallel walking path here, which helps to connect this side with this side for pedestrians. So we do have a path that connects from all the way down here all the way up to this section for bicyclists and pedestrians. And it always amazes me that Sims will actually walk that far. But then along the banks of this little island here, I just added a nice little recreational spot with some hunting cabins and some fishing piers, and lo and behold, there's animated fishers trying to catch something in this fast-moving water, which may not work very well, but it's okay because it's City Skylines. And so that's what's going on there. We have the flora added up top. We have this new little park that's been expanded in here. parts of this I've just added some walking paths. I don't think Sims actually ever just walk on paths, but in the real world, we'd probably have some walking paths in here and people could just kind of wander. On this side, I haven't done any embellishment. On the other side, I've been careful enough to add some canoes and some picnic tables and an outhouse and trash cans. So these are all vanilla detailing items, but trying to make this as quote unquote realistic as possible. That's what we've done here. Let's see, what else? I'm still struggling with getting my residential caught up with the rest of the Rico. I'm cycling between 117 and 118, almost 119,000 residents now. So we're doing a little bit better in terms of Rico balance, but I did add some additional buildings. I've plopped this in the tower, the 111 West 57th tower twice. So it looks like this kind of cool little, cool little double tower set up here. And then, this elite residence here with 255 households, 250. So we've got an additional almost 1,000 households in here. And then this is a companion building to this one. So I added that as an additional tower over on this side. And then over here, there's some collections of buildings that I added in. I think that it's kind of cool in cities to have these repetitious structures built in. If you ride up to the top of the Empire State Building and review the whole skyline, you're going to see instances where projects have been put in where you have the same building, one after the other, after the other, after the other. So that was an effect I was trying to go for here. Then there are these cinema condominiums, version 1, version 2, and version 3 right here, which I've spread out to try to create some uniformity across the across this particular grid. Similarly, these condos right here, Millennium Tower, Residence Volume 1, 2, and 3, close to each other but not too close. And then I've taken the Joffrey Tower and tried to merge it into this cool looking little double-backed structure. So hopefully it looks like one building with a giant hole in it, which I think is kind of cool. So that's new residences in the grid. So, and that's pretty much all of the stuff that happened off camera. I've also done some work on optimizing the road, the mass transit. We're up to moving 11,700 Sims a week, which is about 10% of our overall population, plus 3,000 tourists a week. Now, my original intent with busing was long routes that would traverse this original grid, and then neighborhood routes that would connect in with the metro, which gives us a local loop right here. Similarly over here, a metro loop right here, and it gets a little bit complicated as my street layout gets more bizarre and unregulated. But there's an additional spoke that's been added here, an additional loop that's been added on the outside as I built this in. Some metro routes that run through the airport and then past the stadium right here. Rail is connecting the city across a broader network. So from here, this station here, we have a station here, we have a station here, we have a station here. So several different passenger rail lines connecting those stations together. So, and then you can see all the red are monorail stations throughout the city. So I have a very integrated monorail network. The monorail and the buses are the workhorses of this whole system. Okay, and with that brings us to what will be the agenda for the rest of this episode. incredibly intricate depots and stations. And I'm not using anything more than vanilla integrated into the landscape. So right here we have no major station. We do have a bus route, a high capacity bus route running up and down the central boulevard. Where is it? So we have this darker purple means it's a high capacity bus route running up and down the central boulevard. A couple blocks away we have other bus lines running, and then we have trams running this way in circular pattern. And if we look closely, we have our intercity bus station, we have a metro, we have rail, and we have monorail. And if I turn off the color, then we can see the gaggles and gaggles and gaggles of sims that are connecting across modes in the network in this 4 block area of the city. And that's my model for trying to create connectivity in this networks. And so what I was trying to show with the airport, I don't really have a pocket car problem. If you pay close attention to that time lapse, you'll see gaggles and gaggles and gaggles of sims coming out of the monorail and the subway and heading into the airport, and similarly loads and loads of sims leaving the airport and coming over to the monorail. Now, there are some pocket cars, if you pay close attention, you'll see them, but relative to the few thousand that are cycling through every week. Wow, look at that. Okay, see, there's one pocket car, hundreds of people coming out of the monorail. 1, 2, maybe 3 pocket cars. I'm going to wait for, while we're waiting, let me just say the design. So the design of the road network here is I have a dog bone here, roundabout. Cars can feed through one way from this direction and exit out this way, or they can come in this direction, feed through, and exit this way, or that direction. And then I coupled this with some heavy duty tourism. We have the Expo Center, fantastic fountain, the Posh Mall, and the Resort Hotel. I've received some comments from pictures I post that it's really not smart to put that many tourist centers together. But, ooh, nice. I like that. Let's make that a historical building. That's a cool hotel there. Let's do the same thing with that. I did not plop those, but those are some nice looking, those are nice looking buildings. I love it. But I wanted to have a nice kind of, open air shopping and resort center. So plopped these right next door to the airport. The airport brings in thousands of people. They don't all come over here to shop. A lot of them get on mass transit. There's some more people coming out. Let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. No clogging of streets. 5 pocket cars. Love it. See, that's great. Oh, here we go. Here we go with some planes. So check this out. And they're going to come in a rush. I think they get stuck the same way buses get stuck if you clear traffic. So there's 2 planes. Is that 2 or 1 plane? 1, 2, 3 planes coming in. So we're going to start to see gaggles of people piling out of the airport here. And let's just count. There's 200 per plane. So that's 1 plane. There they go. 1. There's 2 planes. So we're up to 400 people. 2 pocket cars. There's 600 people. There's a third plane. Only 2 pocket cars so far. So 600 tourists coming in. There's 800 tourists. Still, there's another pocket car. So there's 3 pocket cars, 4 pocket cars. I lost track. So 1 pocket car, 5 pocket cars, 6 pocket cars, 6th plane. And all these people are coming across the street to the metro and the monorail. 1,600, so I must have lost track of my planes somewhere. There's 200 passengers per plane. So 16 divided by 200 is 8. Oh, and look at all these folks coming out now to get back onto planes. There's another pocket car. Are we up to 10 now? 11? I've lost count. I think that might be overcount. But you could see 1,600 travelers and double-digit part. There's maybe 11th pocket car there. There's another one, 12. There's one that just came in, 13. Total of 13 pocket cars. This is my favorite part of the game. If you have a well-planned mass transit system, pocket cars, there's one that just got off. He pulled up and the car disappeared. There's another one. Although I think he's going over to park there. I don't know why the path takes him over that way. There he is right there. See that? There he is, pulling into the parking garage. Why? And see, these high-capacity trains are going to grab all these people. So they clear them out real quick. Capacity for this network to manage all of those passengers, in my opinion, is pretty decent, because I don't think I counted 20 pocket cars through several hundred, maybe close to 2,000 passengers. And our traffic flow has remained at 87 throughout. Look at that. So most of the travelers coming to this airport are doing so through mass transit, monorail and metro. So I'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to watch. This was a slightly more talky video than a working video, but there are some technical aspects of the game that I really enjoy and I wanted to share. So thanks again for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.